I was gonna
Cool.
make this bigger, so no, I'm not.
Should we clap it?
Oh, you don't want to have a conversation with me first? That's fine.
No, not
No.
interested at all.
That's cool. Great. Oh yeah, that's covered it.
Okay.
Uh,
What's up, everybody? It's On Fire Tonight with Josh and Tressa. We are here today to talk about Man in the High Castle, Season 2, Episode 1, The Tiger's Cave. This is your one and only warning because we are about to spoil the whole episode.
That's right, Josh.
Tressa, what did you think?
I liked it. I was just trying to figure out if the joke that I had planned earlier when I was watching it still would be a joke or if it is actually something that happened. So I can't remember. Wow. So great that everything was explained in this episode that we've been waiting for, is what I was going to say. But
I mean, we get some further, like some more crumbs.
Yeah, we do for sure. But also, Stephen Root, every fucking year I forget that he's still alive. For some reason, I thought he died like a decade ago. And I'm like,
No,
oh,
that
it's
guy,
so sad.
that guy never, I pray he never dies.
I
He's
agree.
never done anything that wasn't awesome.
Agree. I love him so much. I don't know why I always think he's dead, because every time I see him, I'm like, oh, he didn't die.
News Radio,
Yes.
Office Space,
Yes.
Barry.
Okay. King
Have you
of the
seen
Hill.
Barry?
No, I haven't.
Oh my fucking God. It's so good.
That's what I hear.
It's really fucking good. Let's not blow it out of proportion. It's a good show. Meh, meh, meh.
What'd you think, Josh?
I was totally into it. Like, I love the fact that we get some further info a little bit. Like, we actually meet the man in the high castle, aka Stephen Root, aka Abinson.
Yeah, what a name.
Yeah, he's a fucking nutcase.
Huh? What?
I mean, or like maybe he's not a nutcase, but he looks like a guy who's been awake for a week. Like,
yeah,
he doesn't blink at her. He's like, you know, he says something about Carl Jung, like conscience and unconscious.
He seems very confused and yet totally on top of it. He knows shit that nobody else does, and I still don't know what that is completely.
All right, so let's like just dig right into what the fuck he said to Juliana. Juliana spends half of this episode knocked out and like in the trunk of a car or something.
Knocked out with her eyes open. Creepy. Gross.
Okay, so like she gets shot with a tranquilizer gun 2 different times. And the first time she has like all these visions or dreams or something.
Yeah.
And like we just see like a whole lot of images thrown at us.
It looks like a film strip, but by the end, it's obvious that it's all like a flashback montage scene that was maybe in a film that maybe the man in the high castle owns. I don't know what's happening.
It might be all of the above. I don't know.
Right.
Or like some combination. I don't know.
I got no complaints about it though.
All right. So like there's clearly some fractured ideology within the ranks of the resistance.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a leader guy with a tranquilizer gun and a regular gun.
Dude, that guy is so dramatic with that tranquilizer gun. And also, I did not know that's what it was until you said that. I thought it was some man in the high castle magic. Why she wasn't dead every time. I don't know. I was very confused about that.
I mean, I think it was a tranquilizer gun. Like, that's just...
I don't know how else she would be alive.
Yeah.
And also, like, but he, like, aimed it at her face every fucking time. Like,
right?
Chill out, dude. Aim for the thigh or something. Come on.
Also, like, do you have another way to deliver a tranquilizer than a gun? It seems like a gun is the worst way to do it, and also like the most suspicious and conspicuous thing you could be carrying.
Yeah, but also the coolest. So
True facts, true facts. All right,
yeah,
so like we pick up like basically everyone's story right where we left off at last season.
yep.
Thomas gets up in the morning and he goes to school. He says the Pledge of Allegiance, which is like
Super
which
gross.
is swearing loyalty to Adolf Hitler. And the whole
Which
class like Sieg Heils.
it's kind of great because it's like, hey, America, this is how stupid you look every morning. Because
Yeah, because it's really not that different.
no, it's just to a fabric instead. Come on, you guys.
You know, the Pledge of Allegiance was written to sell flags to scouts.
Is that true?
That is true.
That is America. Is what
There are
that
like
is.
multiple versions of the Pledge of Allegiance, but basically the one the current one riffs off of the closest was straight up written to sell. It wasn't even Boy Scouts of America. It was a pre-Boy Scouts of America scouting group. So they were like, okay, so if we have this magazine that we sell to scouts, what can we get scouts to buy? Flags are like a big thing. There was like a big, I think it was, I want to say it was actually 1892 in the 400-year anniversary of Columbus. Right. So
Damn it.
yeah.
It just keeps getting better.
Yeah. So this is real life shit. They were like, okay, so like people are going to be totally patriotic and we're going to want like have their American flags everywhere. Like we can get in on this like amazing market. We just have to be the first to sell it. And like, what do we do to like get people to have flags if they don't already have them? Oh, we should give them a reason to like have a flag. What if we give them like a fucking patriotic vow that they have to say like a prayer? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Let's make every child say it every fucking morning.
Anyway, it's just a commercial jingle.
That is fucking wild. I had
Yeah.
no idea.
Yep.
It makes perfect sense because it's bullshit, but holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Fun stuff, right?
so fun.
All right. So we've got Thomas in the Hitler Youth. Fucking Obergruppenführer John Smith makes it back alive, and Helen like doesn't know who the car out front is, so she goes and gets the pistol because she might have to kill the children she was just baking cookies with.
Hey, question. Does every Nazi have a decorative box for their pistols in their house? Is that what's happening in this timeline? What's
I
going on
guess
here?
so. I mean, it seems
Okay.
like that's why you have decorative boxes. Basically, if
Yeah,
you walk into a room and there are decorative boxes,
good.
there's a gun inside.
I'm going to remember that next time I visit someone's house. I don't visit people's houses.
Yeah, I don't go anywhere.
Yeah, and he's like, why are you so upset?
She's like, no. He was not like, why are you so upset? He like comforts
What's your
her.
deal? Like, why are you sad? What's your
She
problem?
basically has a breakdown in his arms because
Didn't
could
know.
she did not believe that she was capable of killing her own children
Oh,
under
that's
any
weird.
circumstances.
Who couldn't do that? That's so easy. What's her problem?
To save them from horrible torture was the idea.
No, I get it. But Jesus Christ, like his whole response to her was like, comfort, comfort, comfort. Why are you so anxious? What's the problem? What are you going through, bitch? What's up? She's like, this is hard. I don't like it. Oh, it sucks. I don't remember what he said after that, but let's just say I'm right.
I don't think that's what happened at all. I think that he was like lovingly taking her in his arms, comforting her.
All right, you're on the
He
Nazi side. I get it.
he also gives her a little bit of exposition about like Heydrich is under arrest. He is my prisoner, but we have to find out who his other traitorous allies are.
Oh, you should totally arrest those guys. Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
what we're gonna do. We just got to get the info out of him somehow.
Okay.
All right. So yeah. So the is pissed at Juliana for letting Joe Blake get on that boat.
She's like in a stall, like a horse's stall.
Yeah.
Her little cell. Her little
Yeah.
Bro, this was crazy episode. Like everything on the resistance side was crazy. A freaking Joe Blake on the boat.
Right. So Joe Blake is on
Crazy.
the boat. The whole crew is like black and brown skinned guys. He
Hmm.
like has a very friendly exchange with one of them who drops a photo of his family.
He's like,
And
oh,
he's
you
like,
are a
this is
person.
right. And the guy's like, yeah, this is my family. This is who I'm doing all of this for. Joe's like, lucky man. And then they find out that he's a Nazi and they're like, okay, so we're going to like kill you. And he threatens to throw the film
Wait,
overboard.
wait, wait, wait. I
Yeah.
am going to sell it though. And if you let me do that, you could get some money too, you guys.
Yeah. He's like, guys, don't freak out. I'm not a Nazi. I'm just going to sell them a movie. And
You
the
guys
point
listen.
is, it's like very valuable.
If you let me talk to my dad, Adolf Hitler, I will get you so rich.
We get teased again about his father, but we get absolutely no info about who he is.
He would be so proud, his father, Adolf Hitler, if he knew.
I mean, look, we see Hitler in this episode, but
He
there's no
doesn't
talk
even talk
about
about
Joe
his son
Blake
at
with
all.
Hitler.
He doesn't even acknowledge his son, Joe Blake. It's like he's a deadbeat dad,
D-
totally.
don't you think if his father was Adolf Hitler, he would go by the name Joe Hitler?
No, because then he would get assassinated, idiot.
Maybe. I mean, he's in a lot of like sticky situations already.
I mean, I'm gonna keep this joke going until the very end, so
All
you're
right,
gonna
all
have to
right,
get used to it.
all right. We'll see how it plays out. Meanwhile, Frank, racked with guilt, very upset. He tries to turn himself in, and Keto is like, "Good joke, dude. We've already got a guy."
Bro, we don't care. You got this one dude, and he said he did it, so fuck you. And Frank's like, no, but actually, he's just
Frank's
an
like, "I
idiot.
absolutely did it," and he's like, "Sorry, dude. Your friend Ed. We got him with a gun. He said he did it.
You're too late. So go
So
fuck off.
right." So Frank is like, "Fuck. What am I gonna do?"
It's crazy that they even were like, just leave. Like, we don't care. I would think they would be like, cool, now we have two people. So if one of them falls through, we can like blame this other guy and kill him
It's
too.
a conspiracy.
It's weird.
Right. Well, no, I guess we have to. Yeah, here's the rub. Keto doesn't want it to seem like a conspiracy at all. He wants it to seem like a lone gunman. A lone gunman has no connection to anyone else and doesn't have a greater agenda than just being one crazy person.
Right. Gotcha. Gotcha.
So you don't have to
Gotcha.
go out and find more people. You don't have to like raise any dust. You don't have to go to war.
Was Yeah, okay. He doesn't want to go to war.
Right.
That's been established.
Keto has like he has eyes on the prize.
Hmm.
He's like, listen, I know that the Nazis conspired to shoot the prince. If we expose that fact, Japan has to go to war and it will lose that war. So we must protect the empire at all costs, including I'm willing to lay down my life in order to protect the truth.
Quote unquote. Why is he so like he seemed like so into the Heisenberg thing though in that meeting. He's like, "Yo, what's up, Tagomi? Why what you seem like you're not into bombing some people. What's that about?"
I
Right?
no,
No?
totally
Okay.
no, not at
Okay.
all.
Okay.
Not that's not what I was getting at all.
What were you getting from that?
Okay, so Kido and Tagomi go into that meeting with General Onada, and Onada is like, great news, guys. We've got the plans for the Heisenberg device, aka atom bombs. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build them and drop them on New York City. And
Oh,
yeah, and so
okay.
Tagomi just came back from like literally meditating himself into a different world. And now he's
Not
sitting
the
in this
TV
meeting.
show, but an alternate dimension. Thank you,
There was
Josh.
no Dwayne Wayne, there was no Lisa Bonet.
Well, she was barely there anyway. So anyway, yeah, so he go ahead.
A young Marissa Tomei on season 1.
Yeah. Uh yeah, so he's confused. He doesn't know what's going on. He
Keto
doesn't know how
looks
that
over
happened.
Keto looks over at him during the meeting with a look of, what the fuck, man? Not like,
I
I'm
did
into this.
no.
He's
I
like,
did not see that look. I must have looked away for a second.
oh my God. His look, like he's clapping along, just like the whole rest of the room is clapping along.
Yeah.
He makes eye contact with Tagomi, and his look is totally like, dude, what the fuck? And then he corners him outside in the hall and is like, hey, I'm like pretty sure that you had something to do with that Nazi passing these Heisenberg device plans to our guy. So,
What?
so what the fuck, dude? And then Tagomi was like, are you going to arrest me? And he's like, I guess
Uh,
not. And
he
then
was like, you
and he's like,
seem troubled. What's wrong, buddy?
right. He's like, so wait, was right. He's like, Tagomi, you seem troubled. Was this your plan? And Tagomi is like, all I want is parity with the German Reich, meaning like an equal amount of armaments in order to maintain peace. And
Right.
he's like, guess what, dude? Your plan didn't work out quite like you thought it would.
Guess what, my man? You fucked up.
Right. So like Tagomi and Wagner were basically the Julius and Ethel Rosenbergs of this timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Or
I
something like that.
yeah. That's where I got confused. That conversation in the hall to me seemed like, what's up, bro? You conspiring with somebody? And Tagomi's like, fuck off, dude. And then it seemed like Keto was like, well, got my eye on you because I want war and you don't. But I totally misread it because I was not paying close enough attention. All right, next.
Yeah, Tagomi like clearly says, I want peace. He says it out loud. He's not being coy about it at all.
I think I was just half paying attention. That's the problem.
Uh
Hey, it's so great that Joe Blake got all those guys on the boat, that money and booze and a magazine. What a great guy. So
right, a fucking
great.
Nazi plane lands right next to their boat 200 miles from
So
San Francisco.
nice. Uh-huh.
And
And
it
then,
plops a case in the water, and the guys on the boat haul it up, open it, and it's filled with money, whiskey, and pornography.
hell yeah, that's a party. And he's like, okay, I got your shit. I'm going to go to this plane in this rowboat. I will see you guys later.
Yeah,
And
his friend, the fisherman, is like, hey, man, thank you so much.
you know what? I got you, bro. It's cool. Have a good life.
Joe rows himself out to the plane. He's like, I'm really glad to see you guys. And then back on the boat, hey, wait, what's this weird thing under the money?
It's like a door or something. That's weird. Oh,
Explosion.
that's too bad. That's
Everybody
lame.
on that boat is dead.
Mm. Hey, why did
It,
you guys put a bomb in there? That's weird. That seems like an extra step that didn't need to be taken. Nah, it's cool. We're Nazis. That's what we do.
dude, I guess planes are really fucking fast in this timeline because he gets to Obergruppenführer John Smith's office before Obergruppenführer John Smith does.
But also, like, when did they call that plane to drop off the money and get the money and gather it and everything? Like, what is the timeline what's going on? Because they're like, no, 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 I'll get the money. And then he has the money.
Okay, to be fair, John Smith had to drive back from the Catskills to Long Island and then go from Long Island to his office
Mhm.
in New York.
And
Oh, wait,
then
did I say Berlin?
You said New York.
Okay.
But yeah, isn't he in Berlin like an hour later?
Yeah, and then an hour later, John Smith is like, he's like, look, I've got the film. Thanks, Joe. Great work. Your father would be proud. I'm not telling you who he is, and we're
He's
not going to say
definitely
his
Hitler,
name.
though. Mm-hmm.
And Joe's like, you blew up my fisherman buddies.
What's that about, bro? Ugh.
John Smith is like, get it together, dude. Like,
You're a Nazi. That's what we
you're a
do.
Nazi. We blow up everyone.
It's in our motto. And he's like,
Right. And then he's like, what about Juliana? And like John Smith is like, my dude, I am pretty sure that lady is dead, dead, dead.
there ain't no way she's living. And
Right?
he's
Like,
like, okay, but you know
she
what
helped
though?
you escape. And so I'm sure that her friends killed her for us.
I mean,
And it seems like a good bet.
yeah, for sure.
Because, like, the second time she gets tranked, she wakes up in the trunk of a car and she hears how the resistance leader is like, I'm going to kill her. And Lemel, Washington, and Karen are like, the man in the high castle said not to do that.
But I
And
wanna.
he's like, I don't give a fuck. We got to do what we got to do.
Yeah, we need to talk about that because she is just like, I've got a crowbar back here. I guess I haven't been shot with a real gun, but a trank gun because I'm alive and not bleeding everywhere. And she fucking gets out of the trunk. She jumps out of the trunk while they're driving. Fortunately, right in front of some Japanese soldiers. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. Let's go turn around and get her even though she's in front of some Japanese soldiers. I'm sure that'll be fine. It's not fine. It's not fine, Josh. One of them is like, hey, stop driving. So he does. And then he's like, okay, cool. Let me just take off my hat and get my gun and shoot you. And this guy over here is going to come out. I'm going to shoot him. Lem's going to shoot some stuff too. Oh, let's shoot this other person. Everyone's fucking dead. Oh, except Lem and the weird coat guy.
His name is
And
Gary.
Gary. Of course it is. Jules is hiding somewhere. But
In the
Karen's dead.
woods. Yeah. So I don't know what this fucking noise outside is. I assume you can hear it.
I can hear it when you talk, but not any other time.
It straight up sounds like someone's, I don't know what it is. It's a very loud noise though.
It's like an instrument.
Yeah, it's like someone.
Turn off your studio, your original sound for a musician, or turn it on.
How's that as a difference?
Yeah, I can hear it now. It sounds like.
I'm going to turn it back off so it's consistent.
Yeah, for sure. But I just wanted to hear what it was. It sounds
Okay,
like either.
it's off now. Let me see if I can get a few words in. Right, so they have like an amazing shootout. Juliana springs out of the trunk of the car. Like Gary whips the car around. The Kempa officer pulls the gun on him. They get into a massive shootout. Juliana escapes into the woods. Karen gets blown away. Lemel Washington is like, motherfucker, we got to get out of here.
You just got my friend killed and you just killed those other guys and I killed someone. This is not a good look for us.
Yeah, Gary fucking blasts the Kempa officer just like fuck you, man.
Yeah, no, he could have just left him. He probably would have died on his own. He's like, no, this is fun. I'm going to kill this guy straight in his face. You hearing the sound? Okay.
It's mostly on, I don't know what it is, but it's not good. It sounds like construction, maybe.
It sounded, when I could hear it, it sounded like a horn outside from a car.
Like a vuvuzela just constantly going.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the man in the high castle.
He's the best.
He's
the weirdest. At first, it seems like we're in a tiny little trailer with him, but that's just like one room inside a warehouse.
It's a trailer
with movies.
Yeah, it looks like the one wall of Hitler's house, only an entire fucking factory. Or
yeah, he's got films labeled by year and categorized in various ways.
Yeah.
And she's like, what am I even seeing? And he's like, oh, that one that you're holding right there, that's a home movie. That's 4th of July, 1960. She's like, that's impossible.
Oh, but is it?
Oh, but is it? Because there it is. And then he goes on to sort of, he doesn't explain fully, but he's like, every one of these films is a reality like ours, but it's not ours. But watching them, you can learn a lot of things. You see the same faces showing up over and over again, but because of their circumstances, whether or not they have food in their belly, they behave differently.
Ah, see, I also the sound was really bad on my end for the show. Like I turned it up in the
Oh,
computer, I
I
turned it
cranked
up
mine up
and
too, actually.
it was I don't know what the problem was, but yeah, I feel like I missed a lot of stuff. But it was also like she was explaining it to him and like, okay, I saw my boyfriend and my friend, and he's like, yeah, I know about those guys. I don't give a shit. Did you see this other guy? And she's like, I don't know who that is.
Right. She gives her first-hand witness account of the film that she lost but watched.
Right. And he's like, let me show you a picture of this dude. You tell me if it's this dude. And what the video, the freeze frame he does, and he's like, is this him? I would not have been able to say
Right.
either.
Like, could you pick,
Like
like, could you please choose a different frame of the guy? Like, that's
y-
not a great angle.
you have just said you've seen this guy in multiple films. Can you maybe pick a one where I can see his face better? Like
That's a great point.
you're showing me distorted and it looks like he's got graphel on his what I don't know. I don't know who that is. I don't know what
Right.
you're showing me.
Right. So in the film that Juliana watched, he is one of the Americans who are killed by Joe Blake wearing a Nazi uniform. In the film, in the film that The Man in the High Castle shows her, he's wearing a Nazi uniform, but dead in the streets of San Francisco. And all of this has something to do with a version of reality in which San Francisco gets nuked. And so identifying who that guy is somehow a key to stopping,
Nuclear.
somehow identifying who that dude is on the
Mhm.
film and finding who he is in our reality is a key to stopping San Francisco from getting nuked in our reality, I think.
No, that's exactly what I figured, but it's still like very much up in the air how that is possible or what that means or and I feel like he doesn't even know how it would help to know who that person is. He just knows that he needs to know who that person is. It's very confusing.
Well, I mean, part of it is he is like he has crazy eyes and he's not really explaining himself to her. Like
Right.
he doesn't need to explain himself to her. He needs
Mhm.
information from her.
Right. Yes, he says multiple times, you don't get to ask questions. I do, dum dum. Like literally, that's what he says. But also,
Everyone was calling each other dum dum this whole
it was
episode.
weird.
It was strange.
Joe Blake was like, yo, I resign. I don't want to be a Nazi anymore. You guys kill a lot of people and stuff.
Obergruppenführer John Smith is like, guess what, homeboy? You don't get to resign. Anyway, you can go home if you want.
Are you gonna kill me if I go home? I don't
Nah.
sure because it sounds like you might kill me.
So Tagomi clearly shaken,
Oh,
right? Like he's been to a different world. He comes back to this world and finds out, like, oh, whoops, I might have ended this world.
that's the opposite of what I wanted.
He's like very contemplative. He has this conversation with Kodamichi, who's like, his assistant from
Yeah.
Nagasaki.
Yeah. He earlier was like, yo, keep on trucking with that meditating. You're gonna love it. And he's like, cool. But you know what? I did that and I didn't like it very much because I saw something and it was weird and it was wrong. And I'm confused. And he's
Oh,
like,
so like you had a dream of the past? And he's
my
like, it was
friend,
neither the past nor a dream.
I know what a dream is. I'm not stupid. You're stupid, dum dum. Again with the dum-dums. It was weird.
I don't know why everyone's calling each other dum dum in this episode. So yeah, Tagomi, like he is meditating some more at home, like in front of his family shrine, and then he calls the Wegner family house, which is not something I think he's ever done before. He calls and gets Wagner's widow and is like, hey, my name's Tagomi. I met your husband at a trade conference like a year ago. I was wondering if I could speak to him. And she's like, he's dead. And he's like, oh, that's bad news. Can I ask what happened? And she's like, they said that he was a traitor and he shot himself. And then, like,
it sounds like two different things.
I'm sure that like all of these things, like all of these lines must be bugged. He says to her, your husband was trying to make this a better world. He's trying to make the world a better place. He died trying to make the world a better place. And she's like, did he? Trying is not enough to do it.
Yeah, there was a lot of there is no try, there's just do in this episode. He knows, Tagomi knows for a fact that everything everywhere is bugged. Every phone that he could possibly be on is going to be bugged. That was a fucking risky phone call to make.
It's crazy.
Fucking risky shit that he says, even like there's no way someone's not going to hear that and be like, hey, maybe we should look at Tagomi, because what the fuck was that phone call?
Dude, one of the things I love the most in this episode is like towards the beginning, we meet General Onata, who's fucking psyched to be in San Francisco. He's like, I heard there are some awesome hostess bars down by Fisherman's Wharf or like North Pier or wherever. I forget where he said. And Keto was like, yeah, that's so I've heard.
I'm not a perv like you idiot.
Yeah, General Onata is straight up like, I have come to town to party. I've come to drop bombs and party.
And I'm all out of parties.
And Keto's like, I am joyless.
And also that general loves to show off that katana. He's always holding it, putting it down, but making sure everyone sees it before he puts it on the table. Did you guys see my katana? Because all right, okay, I'm gonna put it down. Let's talk bombs.
Air horn sound, but for real.
Yeah. Let's make that a drop. Air, very flatly. Air horn sound, but for real. What else we got in this episode?
Fucking Frank, like, can you do it? Because like it's so loud here. Frank and children go to Paul's house.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Yeah. Okay, so Frank's like, okay, first off, Arnold goes to see Frank and he's like, yo, my homie, what's up? You guys left so quickly yesterday at dinner or whatever the fuck. And he was like, yeah, you know what? You killed your daughter. Your other daughter, your stepdaughter, she's probably safe. Who fucking knows though? No thanks to you. You fucking suck. Get the fuck out. You suck. And Arnold's, you know what? Fuck you. And I'm sorry. I will be leaving now. But if you need a pawn, if you need someone to help you, find yourself a what was it? A reliable pawn or something. They might be able to help you. I don't fucking know. I can't help you.
Let me help you out a little bit.
Thank you. God damn it.
But it's very loud here, so you're going to have to say it again. Okay. First of all, when they say pawn, that's like a slur.
Okay, I know that is the case in the show, that people do use that, but I thought it was like you're just like a chess pawn, like you are nothing in this game.
No. So like the way in. Oh wait, it's quiet now. Okay, so Arnold goes to Frank's house right after Frank has like punched a window because he's so upset and emotional. Frank's a real drama queen.
He really is. Settle down, my friend.
Arnold is like, hey, listen, I came about your friend Ed. Like, I work in a listening room. Like, I've been keeping all of this under wraps for like decades, but I just talk about it freely.
Yeah.
And Frank is like, listen, we got to help Ed. You've got to help Ed. You're highly placed. He's like, dude, I couldn't even help my own daughter. So what you need to do is get a highly placed Japanese person to like pull some strings for you. He said, but he says it with the slur that they use in this show, upon, which is like equivalent to Jap. So
Right.
Jap is short for Japanese person, and that's a slur in our parlance. But in their timeline, because Japan is called Nippon, they call them pawns as a slur.
You've explained that before. I remember that now. But also, I think that I thought that Frank called Arnold a pawn, as in you are nothing in this game. You can't help me. Whatever. Fuck you. I don't need you to
Oh,
be here.
maybe. I'm not sure.
I could be misunderstanding, but that's why I even whatever. Doesn't matter now. It's fine. So Frank's like, interesting. Let me get right on that. I'm
Frank
gonna
is
go
like,
to
who do
this.
I know that knows like highly placed Japanese folks? Well, there's only
Uh,
one guy actually.
yeah, I only know one suck up. Let's go visit him. Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you this tiny lie so you'll help me. Here's the thing. My friend got caught with that gun that I put your bullets in, and those bullets were in there. So if you don't help me, you're going down with me.
What was the lie?
There were no bullets. They all got fired off. Like he said they were in the gun. They were not in the gun.
Are we sure that there are no bullets in that gun?
That gun had been, yes, because Joe shot the Yakuza.
Oh, good point. So Chilton is like, you motherfucker. And then he kicks, there's one customer in the shop. And he's like, Sumimasen, get the fuck out. Sumimasen, smile, smile. Sumimasen, get the fuck out.
Okay, have a great day. Closed.
He's,
Okay.
yeah. So fucking going through the whole like register of contacts that he's got. Frank zeroes in on Paul and Betty. Next thing we know, they're at fucking Paul and Betty's house. And so
That seems like
chill,
the worst idea ever.
so fucking stupid. So they show up. Frank immediately recognizes that the thugs outside are Yakuza.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't be here. It should be
Mm,
like the next thing that he
mm,
says.
yeah. Maybe this is a terrible idea.
I love when they go in. He gives the butler, the white butler, the eyeball, like, fuck you, man, you piece of shit.
I'm better than you. Okay. So they ask for help and he's like, fuck you, no way. But also, what?
No, okay. So they go in and they're like, hey, Paul, here's a great news. I mean, bad news, but good news for you because,
Huh?
like, I know a man who's falsely accused of trying to shoot the crown prince. And Paul's like, we don't talk about such things. And he's like, no, 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 but this is great because, like, you could represent him because the real shooter is out there somewhere and you would be so famous. He's like, my clients are extremely private and I have zero interest in fame.
I mean,
He's a mob lawyer, you dumb fuck.
how fucking stupid are you?
And then Frank, that stupid piece of shit, is like, oh, fuck. So you're not going to help us? Let me just blow up my scam from earlier. Hey, you know that necklace of sitting bulls? It's fake. I made it.
What is the fucking end game there? How does that make any sense whatsoever?
I don't know what the fuck. How do you think this is going to get this guy on your side?
I am saying, like, okay, I can see maybe, hey, I'll make more forgeries and make you look super fancy, but that is a fucking huge risk.
No, no, you're like, so I'm going to make you feel like a fool in your own home
With Yakuza outside.
with Yakuza outside
Uh,
and your stupid white butler fucking dude. Like now he knows you're an idiot too.
oh God, there's no way. Uh, I,
What the fuck?
I mean, obviously it's whatever, but the first thing, oh my God, there's no way. He is a fucking mob attorney. Are you so stupid? I don't understand the logic.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Is that it?
All right, so Juliana's hiding out in the woods somewhere. Joe's just roaming free in New York. Fucking, oh, we don't even talk about John Smith goes and gets glad-handed by Hitler. Is that not the right term?
I don't know. I don't know if I know what it means exactly.
I guess that's the wrong term. Okay, so like we didn't even talk about the fact John Smith flies off to Berlin and Adolf Hitler is like, great fucking work, my dude. You are bringing down traitors. You're bringing in films. But you know what? You're a loyal motherfucker and that's awesome, but that's not enough. You got to do something else. You got to find the man in the high castle. He's like, I'm working on it. Like, I feel like I've had gotten a lot of like really good accomplishments so far recently.
Okay, Joe, but there is
no John.
try.
His name is John.
Well, I'm getting him confused with Hitler's son. I'm sorry. He's like, John. He's like, Jingleheimer Schmidt, there is no try. There is just do. Don't make me get me that fucking man. And he's like, okay, anything for you, mein Fuhrer. You're the dreamiest.
Oh, also,
yeah,
we get to see Adolf Hitler's left hand holding the film and shaking with the tremors that Ed had like his conspiracy theories about.
Yes, I forgot that it was an Ed conspiracy theory. That's great. Love it.
I think it was an Ed conspiracy theory.
I think, yeah, it totally is. I totally forgot about it. Yeah, and also he immediately watched the film and boy, did it make him angry.
Right. He throws a lamp. Do you think that he uses his shaky left hand to jack off with?
I mean, what else would he use? Of course. So that's all the time we have. Let's end it on that.
Guys, what a fucking episode. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this one. Thanks so much for joining us. This is On Fire Tonight with Josh and Tressa. We're out of here.